It's a common sense recap of the big stories. It's Cats and Cosby on 77 WABC.
And down the stretch they come.
What was that?
That, I guess, is down the
I
stretch.
have no clue.
That is.
What did the control room do this time?
I'm not sure, but that is the beginning,
It was
I
supposed
guess,
to
of
come
a
out.
race.
We're coming down to the finish.
Down to the wire.
Down to the wire,
And
down to the finish.
By the way, I have some new numbers in. We just found out 70 million people have done early voting already across America. That's amazing, John. That's huge.
In the studio with us, we have Judge Weinberg, we have Ed Cox, the GOP chairman, and we have Governor Paterson.
By the way, John, I think that was the voice of Fred Capicello, who was a famous racing announcer.
Look at you.
Good catch.
Do you know his birthday by chance?
April 5th. April 5th.
What time, April 5th?
Yeah, what time?
About 2:30.
But
By the
early
way,
voting
guys,
is big.
I mean, right now, the truth is, I don't know what's going to happen. Ed Cox, any opinions?
Yeah, I think it's going to be the stink win for President Trump.
Governor Paterson?
It's so close, it's hard for me to call. Maybe Monday I'll know.
Oh.
Which Monday?
By the way, Tuesday.
November
Tuesday,
11th.
We're doing live from 6 o'clock in the evening all the way overnight. And we're going to have a big party in the studio. And,
We're going to have the best coverage anywhere with the best who's who, with lots of these wonderful guys here in the studio with us. And Governor Pataki is going to be joining us, all of our great hosts. It's going to be the best coverage anywhere, John.
We're going to have more opinions than Carter has Liverpool.
Oh, my goodness. And wow, and by the way, also, let's talk about Liz Cheney, because this is wild.
We forgot to mention Judge Weinberg.
Yeah, we have to. What are you
You
predicting?
forgot him already?
Never. I could never forget
me?
a man of this caliber.
I feel
All right,
sorry for them.
You're dealing with my wife again?
Well, you were taking a while to get to the point, but what do you think?
Breaking news. What happened to
Breaking news, WABC.
Okay, they just made an announcement.
Yes, this is interesting. A judge has now just set April 21st, 2025 as the date for New York City Mayor Eric Adams' historic corruption trial.
The translation of that is, in my opinion, and I'll ask the lawyers across the desk from us, is that he's going to serve out his full term. Because April 21st, by the time they try him, by the time they have sentencing, or if there's sentencing, it's going to be the new term. And Cox,
look, there's going to be an appeal, too, if he's convicted. It's certainly an appeal. I think, at least on the bribery charge, he would win.
Yeah. Governor?
Well, with President Trump, he was tried. They reached a conviction, but he was still able to, operate and run for president. I don't see why Mayor Adams, if he decided to run, couldn't continue to run after that time.
Well, the governor, there are two issues. One, does he stay in office? Unless he's removed by the governor, he stays in office pending the appeals.
I don't think the governor's going to remove him.
Right. And second, the second issue is if he is convicted, what that does for his reelection campaign. Does he continue running for reelection?
Ask me next year.
Yeah.
Bottom line, Eric Adams is not going anywhere. He's going to serve out his.
We agree with that.
We agree with that. Now let's talk about Liz Cheney. Liz Cheney, this is the big story. First, it started with President Trump talking with Tucker Carlson, and he said, listen, Liz Cheney, he said, is a war hawk. And he said, she shouldn't be in such a rush to send people, men and women, to battle, to put these young, especially men, on the front lines who lose their lives, and that she needs to think twice. And what would she do if suddenly she was thrust into battle herself?
And somebody was pointing a gun at her.
Yes.
And so immediately they run after her. They accuse him of threatening her. Isn't that the most ridiculous thing in the world? And the Daily News makes a big stink about this.
War is very, very messy. You see the guy next to you, all of a sudden he's a mess. He's dead. I mean, this is rough stuff.
Well, I said it the other day, guys. Liz Cheney and her father ran Halliburton and he made $1 zillion, and he prefers to have war and have missiles, etc., etc. And I think he thinks Kamala is easier to sell than President Trump.
And you know what? That was the point that Trump was making in terms of that it's a perpetual war, this war machine, to your point, John.
I know Dick Cheney is a nice guy, but he's in it for the business.
The people who do not want war are the people who have to go to war are the soldiers and the generals. They know you only go to war, we got a purpose, and you can finish it.
And by the way, that was what President Trump said. He said it is the hardest thing as commander-in-chief,
Right.
which of course he was, to pick up the phone and to say, listen, I'm so sorry about your loss, Mom. And he said, we have to think about it. And so now Kamala Harris is spinning it. She's going after him, saying he's reckless. It's terrible.
Well, it's terrible. It shows a total bias of the media.
Proposition 1, the decision on Tuesday, Proposition 1 in New York State, judge, governor.
It has to be stopped. The governor, Chairman Cox and I all agree.
What's
it has
in
to
it?
be stopped. It will be an open door, a Trojan horse for every
What's in it?
Votes for illegal migrants, for one. Your daughters.
Votes for them. I'm voting for them.
They would vote as if they were citizens because they have equal rights.
That's right.
So in other words, Proposition 1 says
transgenders in girls' sports.
Okay.
Right.
It's a slippery slope. It allows those things.
And
Exactly right.
Chairman Cox?
And it would get defined by the courts. That's the problem.
And the problem with the courts is...
In other words, they want to have men playing in women's sports.
Exactly. Well put.
Governor Paterson?
Well, it gives some constitutional protection for people who aren't citizens and people who are in the country for other reasons that really, if you just went through the regular process.
Let's take a vote. Rita, how would you vote? Proposition 1. I voted already.
I have not, but I will. And I don't tell people who
Judge,
I vote
tell
for
us.
president. Hang on. No, no, and no.
No,
How's that?
no.
How's that?
Judge, no.
Absolute no.
No.
Ed Cox,
Absolute
Paterson.
no.
I'll vote the way Rita did.
Smart man.
You vote
Smart
later?
man. I'm voting early voting. I'm going to be added.
Now, what's the number one item? New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, everybody that they're worried about when voting for president and voting for the Congress. I'm going to tell you my feeling. Is the migrant situation going to change? Are they still going to be bringing in murderers and criminals? I mean, I believe in immigration. I want immigration. But
Legal
don't bring
immigration.
No, I don't care. Legal, illegal.
Of course you care about legal.
I don't want
you care.
criminals.
I would
don't
put
want
up there
criminals.
with illegal immigration. I'd put up the cost of gasoline, the cost of food.
Yes,
that is
those
what is
issues.
driving a lot of people to
Those
vote.
issues.
If you voted for Trump, he's promising you $2 a gallon for gasoline in the future. If you vote for Kamala, who knows what the price is?
And he's also if you vote for Trump, he's also saying, I'm going to make sure those who are convicted of crimes in this country, who have crossed the border illegally, guess what? They're going to be booted out. And I think any common sense American would say that makes sense.
Rita, bring in our friend Karl Rove.